Well, if knife making, proverbially, not literally, to me, in my point of view, this is all my point of view, in my opinion, I think is in my mind, is a bad neighborhood that I used to live in. I guess, proverbially, I think this channel is the equivalent of a tenement in the middle of that bad neighborhood that I just happen to keep going up and checking up on every so often, even though I don't rent it out or really do anything with it. I went looking for the original typing, and actually on a forum outside of YouTube last night. I seen it. I mean, this is all stuff that happened like almost a decade ago. Okay, and on one of the forums, someone had actually called me by my old channel name and said that I was the biggest. I'm not going to say here, but I was the biggest something or rather that they had ever met. And if you heard the word, you wouldn't think it's a compliment, but I'll tell you right now, to me, that's a compliment. And it isn't like, oh, you call me this and coming from you, that's a compliment. I don't mean like that. I mean, if I am actually good at something, anything at all, if I'm near the best there is, hey, it's an accomplishment. I think it's an accomplishment, and it's something to be proud of. Now, I'm not going to go and I say, I've been through the beefs, and I wouldn't go through it again, but I wouldn't change a thing either. And one time, I went on this other forum, and I'm thinking to myself, for somebody to get together and talk about us on another forum, I thought to myself, man, I mean, I thought, my antics, I thought my antics were no big deal. It's like, I never did anything like order metric tons of manure to be dropped off in someone's front yard or anything like that. Or I've never, filled someone's car full of ping pong balls or something like that. I mean, it was nothing like that at all. And I thought to myself, man, they're talking about me on another forum. And I was like, and I went back looking for it because I wanted to print it off and read it verbatim, but I just couldn't find it. And you know what? And I don't need to be doing stuff like that. Like I said, it's, this is a low energy channel, and I'm all about high energy. Okay. I'm coming back to check out the old apartments that I'm not renting out, because I would never rent to anybody in a bad neighborhood. I'm not renting out. I'm just here checking on the place, looking around, see if I see anybody in tents nearby. I don't see anything. It's looking pretty good. And, I just make a few observations along the way, and then I get back in the car and I head back to the new neighborhood. And I would have done this video yesterday, but, we had a flare-up of ghetto in the new neighborhood, and I had to do some TCB. If you don't know what that is, it's called taking care of business. Now I might do a video on that. That was pretty fascinating. I wish I got it on video. It would have been actually pretty good. But for my hood, it's actually kind of a big thing. And when things happen in my hood, I call the police because we want to keep it safe and keep it gentrified in the new hood. But I'm over here just checking out things in the old hood, and everything's interesting. But I'm just kind of reflecting back on some of the stuff that happened, and I thought to myself, I thought what I was doing was just kind of antics. I thought to myself, well, if we can give this like a pro wrestling theme, and maybe make it like I can be the bad guy. Okay, I can be the bad wrestler that everybody boos, and I just didn't know that. I just didn't think anybody would be taking it seriously, and. But two things you never see me do, because I told everybody I would never change anything. Okay, I would never change anything. I mean, like I say, I wouldn't want to do it again. you know, I'm as far as being apologetic, I'm probably apologetic, and I would have done some things differently. But after the fact, what you never see me do is you never see me get on here and beg for forgiveness, and you never seen me at a trade show, you know, prepare a token, a handmade tchotch, whatever of sorts, to give to my enemies as a mea culpa, as a I'm sorry, excuse me. You know, you never see me do that. I stayed at the helm and I guided the ship through the storm and blew out the other side and sold a few knives on the way. I sold a few knives on the way. I didn't back down. I didn't huddle in a corner. So, you know, and at the end of it, I didn't really double down because I don't know. It's like I said, I wanted to make it like kind of like I was the villain, someone there that's there to demonize. You want to go up the hill? Come on, let's go up the hill. Let's go up the hill, guys. We're gonna go up the hill. We're gonna go up the hill. Okay. Let me hold on a minute. You got the rope around me. Can't do that. Okay, so let's go up the hill. Come on. I'm gonna jam up the hill and make a YouTube video. So anyway, which is good because that means the endorphins will kick in and I'll feel less crummy about visiting the old hood. That I did, you know, I did stay in. I stayed in it. I stayed in it to win it, and I did win a few. You know, I did win a few times, and it didn't turn into what I thought it would turn in. But you think about it, it was never meant to turn into this. I was never meant to be, you know, living hand to mouth. I was never meant to be sitting there wondering if everything's going to sell this month. I was never meant to be, you know, kowtowing to any type of producers for a opportunity. So, you know, I mean, I wound up living I live a blessed life. You know, after that initial career change I got out of what I was doing, I live a blessed life. Okay, so you know, there's no regrets on my end. There's no regrets on my end. I'm just here, just checking out the structure, and I'll get back in the car, and I'll go back to my gentrified neighborhood. And then maybe like a couple weeks from later, I might actually come back to the neighborhood, and maybe I'll go to the basement and make something just for fun. And they're going to pay a lot of money. They're going to buy it as used with no warranty because I don't need to make this stuff. Okay, my well-being doesn't depend on it. I don't have any loss. I have no opportunity loss. I have no opportunity loss. Okay? That's probably the best way. It's the best way to say it. The best way to say it is blessed life, and I have no opportunity loss. Okay? You got it? All right. Okay, and I come back every so often. I check out my building in the neighborhood, and I get back in my little Honda hatchback, and I head back to the gentrified neighborhood where I actually live. All right? So don't worry about the haters. Just let the haters worry about you. Okay, see you on the next one. Maybe I'll actually get out in the garage and make something. Maybe I'll actually make a knife on knife channel. Bye.